If you took the original Hawas and turned it into an ice blast, you're gonna get this. Hey, what's up guys? I'm here and welcome back to Fragrance Hunter. Today we are reviewing a flanker of the beloved, hyped up Hawas, which is Rasasi Hawas Ice. Now this has been on my radar for so long, guys. I recently found this bottle at the rack stores and I picked it up immediately because I'm a big fan of the Hawas line. I enjoy the original. I love the black flanker, which might be my favorite. So we'll see if this one surpasses that or not. And they have so many other flankers such as Fire, Tropical, I think Elixir as well. So I might have to check out some of those. But today is all about Ice, which I believe was the first flanker after the original. Before we go ahead and get into the review of Ice, drop your favorite Hawas in the comments below because I'm curious which one you guys are rocking with the best. So let's go with some information now. Rasasi Hawas Ice was launched in 2023. Like I said, I believe it was the first flanker of Hawas. For the retail price, only size this comes in, which is the 100 ml, is going to run you roughly around that $40 mark, maybe give or take, but I'll leave a tag on this video, the best price you can find this for online. The concentration is going to be in eau de parfum, so you're probably getting around 20-25% oils in here, which is very, very good. And for the perfumer, that is unknown, which is most of the time the case is with these Middle Eastern brands, even though nowadays they are getting some of the best perfumers in the industry. With all that information out of the way, let's look at the packaging and presentation you get with this now. So take a look at this box, which gives me icy vibes without a doubt with this baby blue color scheme. Hawas Ice Eau de Parfum 100 ml. On the bottom, you got your barcode, information made in the UAE. It's not inked in right there as far as the batch code. They actually put it on this side. Up top, you got the Rasasi logo, some information on the back, but all in all, beautiful box presentation. Let's look at the bottle now. All right, looking at this bottle, which is very similar to the rest of the Hawas line, but I think I do prefer this one over the original because I love this white kind of cap. Of course, you got Hawas for him, Ice, Rasasi logo. It is a little bit more of a kind of see-through glass compared to the OG. Nothing on the back. On the bottom, you got that white stick with your information and batch code. Up top, nothing. The cap is very, very heavy as well. It might be like a metal kind of coated with that white kind of coating on top. But I think this bottle looks incredible and represents the ice flanker perfectly. In the top, you got that apple, lemon, bergamot, and star anise. In the mid, you're gonna find that plum, orange blossom, and cardamom. Into the base, you get that musk, amber, moss, and driftwood. And this can be classified as a fresh fruity. So let's spray this and test out these atomizers. Very good distribution on that, even though it's not pressurized. And as that note breakdown looks, guys, very, very similar to the OG. Now, let's go ahead and remind myself of Ice. Wow, this opening is too good to be true, guys. It's very similar to the original, however, it's a much icier take on it. So you're gonna get this frozen, fruity apple note. Like if you put apples in the freezer, they got the frost over top of them. That's the exact vibe the opening gives off with that apple. Of course, you are gonna get that very mouth-watering, kind of juicy, citrusy lemon and bergamot combination, just as you found in the original Hawas. And then you're gonna get that star anise. Now, the star anise is a little bit different than the original because the original had cinnamon. However, the star anise in here adds even a little bit more of a spicy kick in the opening, which is surprising, especially for being an ice flanker. But I'm not even joking. Take the OG Hawas and freeze over the lemon, bergamot, and apple, and you're gonna get this one right here. It's literally a frozen take on the original, guys. It's very, very similar, but the opening of this one I prefer so much better because of how unique it is. Just so much more refreshing compared to the original Hawas. Now, once you get into the mid, you are gonna get that signature plum note. Now, the plum in this one is very, very similar to the way the plum is done in the OG. Just a very dark, fruity plum, which I love plum, guys. It's one of my favorite notes when it comes to fruits and fragrances by far. But what makes this one stand out even more is in the original, you got the aquatic note like the marine note. However, in this one, you're gonna get a frozen marine note. So it's basically like take the ocean or lake in the summertime, which is Hawas, and then take that same ocean or lake in the wintertime, you're gonna get this when the lake is kind of frozen over. Just a very icy kind of cooling effect when you spray this one on. And definitely lives up to that ice name without a doubt, which I really respect. Because I don't know how they did it, but they actually made the fragrance smell icy. And then finally in the base of Hawas Ice is you're gonna get this very clean muskiness, guys, almost a little bit soapy slightly, but you're gonna get introduced to this driftwood note, which is new for ice. And driftwood to me always comes across like a very salty, oceany wood, because I believe driftwood is found in the ocean. Kind of like washed up driftwood is the vibe the base gives off in this. So very clean, musky, with this salty woodiness. I'm honestly not getting much of the amber or oak moss in this one, and I think they kind of axed the patchouli you found in the OG as well. So a much cleaner, saltier base compared to the original Hawas. So I'm not even joking, pretty much take Hawas, put it in a freezer for like a month, take it out, and it's gonna come out like this. And I'll say right now, I prefer the scent profile of Ice over the original, which the original is just overplayed, and this is kind of a nice, kind of different twist on it, especially for the warmer weather. I know they did come out with Hawas Tropical, which I'm not really sure if I'll enjoy because of the fig in there. So to me, this is gonna be the Hawas for the summertime, which leads us into the best seasons to rock Hawas Ice. Of course, this is primarily spring and summer targeted, guys. I know the original was a little bit more of a signature scent versatile fragrance compared to this one because it definitely gives off more summery tones. Not something I would really wear in the fall or winter like at all, even though the cooling aspect might possibly work in the winter just because of that alone, because of how frozen and icy the fragrance is, but it's just so refreshing. On like a hot summer day, you got a cold drink, you're wearing this, yeah, that's where it's gonna be perfect for, guys. Now for occasion, this is definitely, like without a doubt, a casual fragrance. It smells fun, it smells outgoing, it smells playful even, like you're just doing something casual in the day in the hot weather. Maybe running errands, maybe going to an office or something like that, but definitely if you're going to like the beach, maybe poolside, you're taking your lady out maybe for a brunch date or something like that, maybe like a date on the water. You're wearing like a Hawaiian shirt, some shorts, etc. That's the best time to rock Hawas Ice. Absolutely a casual fragrance, but it still does have that kind of sweet bubblegum scent profile, which is very, very kind of playful. But imagine chewing bubblegum and drinking a cold water. You know, you get that kind of feeling in your mouth. That's how this fragrance comes across. For gender, to me, this is a masculine leaning fragrance, just like the rest of the line, guys. There's something masculine about it that I wouldn't really want to smell on a lady, in my opinion, and for my personal preference, just because this fragrance does have that kind of cologne-ish scent profile about it that we kind of all know about, like men smelling like. That's the vibe this gives off. So yeah, masculine without a doubt. And when it comes to age group, what do you guys think this is going to be targeted as? This is absolutely a youthful leaning fragrance without a doubt in my head, guys. And I know a lot of you guys hate when I kind of categorize fragrances with age, but when I smell this one, I picture somebody maybe in their mid-20s and below pulling it off the best. Like somebody in like the late teens going to high school, early 20s going to college, mid-20s, maybe getting into a job, etc. It just gives me maybe younger kind of F-boy vibes about it. It's not a mature smelling fragrance at all because it's in that bubblegum category, which of course leans youthful. So for the younger boys out there, this is gonna be a banger for you to rock, I promise you. But despite it leaning youthful smelling, you can still rock it if you are a little bit older, obviously. So wrapping the review off, talking on the performance you're gonna get from Hawas Ice. Now from my personal experience, guys, every single fragrance in the Hawas line that I've tried have been very, very strong. The black flanker probably being the strongest out of the ones that I own. Hawas is also a beast. This one's no different, despite it being fresher and kind of icier. You wouldn't expect it to still perform good, but it did. Because from my testing on skin, I got upwards to that 10-hour mark, which is very solid for the kind of scent profile. Very respectful for being an EDP as well, because when I smelled this, I expected it to probably perform around 6 hours, but no, this thing lasted upwards to 10 on skin. If you spray your clothes, you're gonna get even longer. So trust me, you're still getting the performance that is known with Hawas. And when it comes to the projection as well, this is a moderate projector, which means people around you are gonna detect it, smell it on you, give you compliments, etc. Because I know my girl love this fragrance on me when last time I wore it. And when you're walking around, that scent sillage you leave behind you, like your scent trail, is gonna smell like a frozen, refreshing blast that people are gonna smell projecting off of you. And you might even get followed because of how refreshing this one is, especially if it's like 90 degrees outside. So slightly above average performance when it comes to Hawas Ice with 10 hours of longevity and about moderate projection, which is very, very good. So that's gonna do it for my review of the hyped up Hawas Ice. Let me know down below if you guys enjoy the Ice Flanker, if you prefer it over the original, and which Hawas is your favorite from all the ones they came out with, because I know they have so many now. And besides that, leave a like on the video, subscribe down below if you haven't already, because what are you doing? I got you guys with the daily fragrance content, and I'll see all of you back here tomorrow. Take care, everybody.